Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Fermented Thoughts, where we bring in a little bit of alcohol and mix in a lot of conversation. And today we're going to be talking about October London's new project, October Night. What's today's beverage? We doing a little R&B, so we can't do no liquor. We got to do a little wine action. We got a little Pinot Grigio Bosco Friuli. I believe that's how I pronounce it. If you're of age, hope you have a little beverage with me. Let's drink up and talk. Now, if you don't know, October London is an R&B artist out of South Bend, Indiana. He is signed to Snoop Dogg's Death Row Records. I first heard of him back in 2023, last year, around late September, late October. Entitled, after a song ends, if you don't have any other music queued up, what it'll do is it'll play a bunch of similar songs. Back to Your Place, I believe, was a song that came out. I really forget the name of the song that got me to that point, but I know when I heard Back to My Place or Back to Your Place, caught my ear instantly. I was like, whoa, this shit is kind of fire. It definitely had that old school sound. He sounded very, very similar to Marvin Gaye. I thought he sounded really good. It was just that real soulful feel. You could feel it. And so ever since then, I've been definitely looking out for him. I didn't listen to his Christmas album because Christmas albums really aren't my thing. But I definitely was looking forward to this project right here. I wanted to see how he followed up the Rebirth of Marvin project. Could he really just ride off of that Marvin Gaye sound and do that for another project? I thought that would have been kind of repetitive and redundant. And I wanted to see if he could, give us some versatility, show his range as a musician and an R&B artist. And in my opinion, I think he definitely accomplished that. Now, we're doing some research with this album, reading an interview with him. I read that he called this album October Nights because he associated the nighttime in October as a fun time, and that's definitely what this album kind of gives me. It gives me definitely something that is a lot more upbeat than the Rebirth of Marvin. Whereas the Rebirth of Marvin, I think that was solely really tapping into his soulful Marvin Gaye pocket and just doing that for the whole project. This one, he does give you a couple of those Marvin Gaye sounding songs. What I do like about this October Nights project is he does show that versatility, and he shows, hey, I am not just a Marvin Gaye artist, I am a good R&B artist through and through. Now, we do got a couple collaborators on here. He definitely tapped into his knowledge bag, Snoop Dogg connection. Like I said, he is signed to Death Row Records. Not only that, but he's been in the game since 2016. He's actually 37 years old. I didn't know. I thought he was a little younger. That makes sense, why he has such that soulful feel. I can definitely tell he's a student of the game. It's crazy, he, after reading the interview, says he actually doesn't spend too much time on his projects, which is actually interesting. But it's crazy he doesn't spend this much time, but they turn out so well. It's actually, I guess, a credit to him on his talent. But we got some collaborators on here. Obviously, like I said, Snoop Dogg, him being signed to Death Row Records. Babyface, he helped write a couple songs. Boney James as well, who also helped with that saxophone work you hear on All I Want Is You, which is actually one of my favorite songs, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, my overall takeaway from this project, October Nights, the main thing I took away is, he has versatility, which is important because that's what I was really looking for with this project. Can you evolve past that Marvin Gaye sound? Not only does he have that, I also realized this before with the Rebirth of Marvin project because that sounded good, his vocals were on point. But in this project, he kind of emphasized and cemented that he can sing. He's definitely not lacking in the vocal category. There's not one song on here that comes to mind. I heard the project about 3 times that I thought he did a bad job vocally. Even if all of them didn't hit as much as some other songs, I never discounted that because of his vocals. I think this is really showcased in the 90s style ballad song, which closes the album. It's called Time. It really has a minimalist beat and allows you to just really focus and hone in on his voice. And he really does sound good. Like I said, I can tell he's a student of the game. I'm pretty sure with Snoop Dogg and, have Babyface in the room with you, not to mention right now, currently, which I saw him last Thursday, he's actually on tour with Maxwell and Jasmine Sullivan. So him being surrounded by so much R&B talent really just makes him want to do even better at his craft, because when you got Maxwell you can talk to almost every day on tour, you got Jasmine Sullivan, you got Babyface you can call to, you got Snoop Dogg who has tons of knowledge and can show is that, like I said, he's a student of the game. You do have a couple of those Marvin Gaye sounding songs that are on this project. Like I said earlier, the first 2 songs for me definitely sound like songs that you could have took off Rebirth of Marvin. Slander My Name and Touch on Me. Both sound really good, got that old school soulful feeling. But we also have some songs that showcase his versatility as well. Starting with Third Shift for me is definitely not anything you would even hear on Rebirth from Marvin, but it's in a good way. And with that, another one of my favorite songs was All I Want Is You with Boney James. I'm a sucker for saxophone. I think that's like my favorite instrument. If I was a dude and could play the saxophone, I'd be playing that shit all day. Like, I'm a sucker for the saxophone. There's also a song that is on Boney James's project, but from what I read, they orchestrated a deal. So Boney James's version of that song has a little bit more saxophone work, while October London's version is a little bit more toned down, but that gives a chance for October London's vocals to shine even more. Standout track for me personally is going to be Bedroom Bully featuring Tyrese, which I didn't know, but this is already a song that was featured on Tyrese's project Beautiful Pain that released in August. Hey, shout out to Tyrese, for coming through for the the collaboration. But people really sleep on Tyrese, I feel like, in the musical department, because sometimes all the goofball shit he be doing. When it comes to music and his talent, you can't deny the dude can sing. He's been around for a good minute. You can look at his catalog. He has records for days that showcase his ability. And in this record in particular, I think him and October London, they complement each other very well. I don't think one outshined the other. Tyrese's voice, when he comes in, it definitely, you can just feel it. You can feel that soul. So I think that's definitely one of my standout tracks personally. Another standout track for me and probably a lot of others is going to be Mama, which is kind of a dedication to his mom. I think it's just a beautiful song all around. This is definitely something that I could see being played around Mother's Day, showcasing his versatility again as well, not just sticking to that one pocket, because Mama and Third Shift are completely different songs. They both turned out well. They both weren't bad executions at all. Also, another song that caught my ear immediately was She Keeps Calling, particularly because of the Politics As Usual sample from the Jay-Z album Reasonable Doubt, which that song Politics As Usual sampled a stylistic song, Hurry Up This Way Again. He definitely did the sample justice. I have no complaints about that song. That's probably a song definitely, like I said, going to be returning back to him, along with Bedroom Bully, Third Shift as well. We do get some songs that showcase his storytelling, like Third Shift, which he said was inspired when he was working the Third Shift back in Indiana, working that 9 to 5. And I can relate. I don't work Third Shift, fuck graveyard shift. I'm glad to be able to work a regular schedule. We have songs like The Reception, detailing a beautiful reception. Just the lyricism in that song all around, I think, is really good. I think that's kind of the two things I took away from this project personally, is October London can definitely sing, if you didn't think that already, and he has an ability to be versatile, not just be in one pocket. So overall, I think this project is definitely a success for October London. It showcases and highlights his versatility as an R&B artist. It shows that he is more than just a Marvin Gaye copycat. His vocals are there, the ability to mix it up is there, and I think that was what was most important for him going into this project. Now going forward, it'll be interesting to see if he can cement himself in this R&B landscape. The Brent Faiyazes of the world, the Ari Lennox, the Summer Walkers. He definitely kind of stands out, as he's not really stylistically like them, but that doesn't mean that he can't have a nice place in R&B with his sound. Going forward, he's definitely somebody I'll be paying attention to. That's gonna wrap it up here for episode 2 of Fermented Thoughts, covering October London's album October Nights. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let's have a discussion. Of course, stay hydrated, stay moisturized, and drink responsibly.